Welcome to Meganet Gaming, and today we're going to look at a classic trilogy of games, The Bard's Tale 1, 2, and 3. It is originally developed by Interplay Productions and published by Electronic Arts. Chrome Studios worked on the remastered version, and NXL Entertainment's involved in the most recent release, which is the one we're looking at today. It's been in different forms. This trilogy has been released on the Apple II, Amiga, C64, 2GS, Atari ST, DOS, CPC, the Mac, ZX Spectrum, the NES, Windows, Xbox One, and it's a single-player, party-based, turn-based role-playing game. It has a form of 3D graphics where you move basically square by square, and you start off in a town. The town is called Skara. I might have mispronounced that. And what happened was the evil wizard Mangar the Dark threatened the town. Evil creatures oozed into the town, joined his shadow domain. He froze the surrounding lands with the spell of eternal winter, totally isolating Skara from any possible help. And one night, all the militiamen disappeared. So, it's up to you, your party, to save the town. It very much plays like a classic role-playing game of the style of a tabletop style. You have a variety of things you can discover, a lot of secrets, a lot of different creatures that you fight. And with the new version, you do have some quality of life features included, such as being able to save any time from a menu system. You can use keyboard shortcuts or the mouse to select different attacks, and you can move with the WASD keys, creating quite an improved experience, and one that makes the game that's a bit of a tough play to get into for somebody that's a modern gamer, and turn it into something that a modern gamer could possibly get into. The updated graphics are a bit repetitive in the towns. There's a lot of repeats of the creatures using the same images, as well as a lot of the same buildings. But that's much like the original game, and their goal was not to change the game so much as to just update it and re-release it for a modern audience. So here's the town. You move frame by frame through the town, and in the first level you end up going to a pub where you have to ask for wine, and then you go into the basement, the wine cellar, and that's the first dungeon. From that point on, it's not really open world, but it's really up to you to do a lot of exploring, to find your way around. You level up your characters, select certain skills, and you need to be mindful of who's in your party. There's a variety of different character types that can be in your group. You have a bard, you have the barbarian, you have the rogue type, and many, many others that are found in classic role-playing games. The story is left open-ended, and it's up to you to actually make the story as you go. You'll learn a lot from different townsfolk and people that you meet, but it's up to you to actually save the town. It has 5 main dungeons that you'll see during the game. There's a wine cellar, which is connected to the sewers, which has 3 levels altogether in there. And you keep descending in there until you complete that. You have the catacombs, you have Harkin's Castle, Kylar's Tower, and Mangar's Tower. Well, that doesn't seem like a whole lot with all the different enemies you have to fight, the maze-like dungeons, some puzzles, and the necessity of leveling up your characters, getting better weapons and armor, and learning new spells, and making sure you have the right set of people for the task at hand. Makes it so that what seems like a short game with only 5 dungeons Actually, it's quite a complex, difficult game to get through with a lot of stuff that you're managing at the same time. Personally, I do prefer games where I'm managing a single person and let the computer handle any NPCs that might come along that might join my party. I actually quite enjoyed this game. The graphics are well done, the music is well done. Everything they remastered in this holds on to everything from the original. They just basically put a new coat of paint on it, keeping the original storyline, layout of the towns, etc., but making them have a modern look to them, which helps a lot with immersion. So yeah, the controls are the basic. If you played a game like Dungeon Master or Eye of the Beholder or another game like that, like I said, you do move basically square by square. If you want to play it in the classic mode, you can turn off auto mapping and a lot of other features. So there's a lot of ability to customize your play experience with this game. There's a lot of stuff to discover, and it really does play like it gives you the opportunity to play something that's very similar to the tabletop-like experience. So, the graphics are great, the sound is great, the gameplay is great, but it is a style game that's not it is a bit of a niche style game, and this isn't going to appeal to as many people as a game like Skyrim or The Witcher 3, but for the audience looking for a more traditional tabletop inspired role-playing experience, this is quite an excellent choice. So where would I rate this game on the scale? I am going to put it in the It does get a bit repetitive. There is the reuse of a lot of sprites, but for the most part it's like the old version of the game where much of the role-playing experience is in your head. It's just giving you a complete tool set and environment to role-play in. It's much like this trilogy is a dungeon master and you're somebody else at the table. And it's done very well. Alright, on the list, I'm going to put this in the A- range. And I am going to put it right below Heretic for the PC and right above Jazz Jackrabbit. Given that for $14.99 you're getting all three games in this package, all three games are quite well done. They did have a change in who was developing the game, so you do have some differences in the style of the game, the design of the dungeons, etc., creating quite a unique experience across all three games. The games do let you carry your characters from the last game over to the new game, which creates what seems to be very much a series of three games where you're actually staying in the same world. You're not having to abandon your last role-playing experience to move on to the next game. So, final score, it's going in the A- range, quite a ways up the list. It's a game I highly recommend everybody check out. Has a great story to it, and it is an update of a classic game that's quite well done. But if you're looking for the original Bard's Tales games, they do run quite well in DOSBox as well if you can track down a copy and get it on your computer. There are ways to find the original trilogy online that I'm not going to mention, but it is interesting to see the two side by side. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the review. Please like, subscribe, and have a great day.